Good evening all. It's the day after the night before. Welcome back. And last night we were up against St. Gilloise. What's this? Just got a wee text coming through there. I'm waiting on a plumber coming through to see me. Hi. So delighted with last night's result. Absolutely superb. I thought we were terrific. Thought Tillman was pretty good. Lost his way a wee bit in the middle of the second half, but then came back into it towards the end. Barisic, I thought he was superb. I've seen one or two things on Twitter about how poor he was, how garbage he is, this, that, and the next thing. I've seen a couple of tweets. I actually hate the guy. I don't get that. I imagine hating one of your own players. Horrendous. I thought he was superb. I've seen some of the things about him about he's always going sideways or he's always passing back. Well, that's called ball retention. And that's the right thing to do as a professional football player and the team that we are. Every team in the country, every team in the world, every good team in the world wants to keep the ball. So you've got to keep possession. It makes it difficult for the opposition. Let them chase the ball. It's a hard game when you don't have the ball. That exhausts them. So we're playing a game and they've got the ball. That's going to tire us. So exactly the right thing. If there's no an out ball for Borna Barisic or Tav or anybody to get it through the middle or out to the sides, out to the flanks, get it back, start again, draw them out and try and open up the channels. That's what you do. I thought he was superb. I've seen a criticism of he's got 2 assists, mind. A criticism of his second goal. The ball was garbage. The ball's perfect. It's high to miss out the centre halves. Straight to the back post. Somebody hangs in there. Tillman, bang. Game over. Simple as that. I've not got a complaint with that at all. I thought we were pretty good. I thought Connor Golson was a bit of a bomb scare. McLaughlin, I said it yesterday as well. And that needs to improve very, very quickly. Sands walking a tightrope, could have put us in all sorts of bother, but he didn't. We managed to get away with it. So, but we're through, and that's the main thing. There's a bigger test coming up with PSV Eindhoven, and that is for sure. We'll need to be much better than we were in these 2 games against that lot. But onwards and upwards. So anyway, what I'm doing today, back in the barbecue. So I'm outside. This is the cooking area where I live. That I've managed to create. So I've got the big barbecue here. If you see me looking down, I've got a camera down here as well that I can actually see what I'm doing here, because the last one that I've done for Scotty is unedited. It just fired off the phone straight through. So I'll let you see what I've got here behind me here. I don't know if you can see that. Just waiting to hear this text. Right, so that's a pizza oven. That's an Uni pizza oven. That's a Uni Karoo 16, so it's a multi-fuel, so you can use it with timber, charcoal. When I say timber, I'm talking about ash or oak, olive and charcoal. And if you don't use that, you can use it with gas, which is it's nice and clean. I actually prefer that. I had a big pizza oven in my last house, but we left that when we moved and flitted through to here. So one of the things that I wanted to do, Doug's wrestling about in the garden here. One of the things that I wanted to do is create an outdoor working space that I can cook and have a wee chat to whoever wants to watch what I do. This one is in conjunction with the Battle Fever podcast. I'm hoping that is something, as I said yesterday in the one that I sent through to Ross, to Scott, so Ross in the mind, that I sent through to him. That was an unedited one, and hopefully that's a restart of something that hopefully the guys in the podcast channel like it and they can get me involved. If they don't, it's absolutely fine. I've not got an issue with it at all, because it's either for some people or it's not. So last night's game, once again, as I say, I thought we were pretty. The atmosphere was terrific. It was great. You didn't get a real sense of it watching the television, but I could see that everybody was having a good time when that third goal went in. I could see everybody was having a good time when the second goal and the first goal went in. The end result's the main thing. So we've done pretty well. I'm really, really delighted in where we are. Right, so back to the cooking. So I had a barbecue last night and I've done 1 or 2 bits and pieces. I bought too many ribs last night. I bought too many chicken wings. So we're having that tonight again. So I'm going to lift this up and let you see this. I know what the sauce they run at the other shop, so you can see that there. That's the Chinese ribs. And I've got some chicken wings here. I've done them a salt and chili pepper, salt, chili and garlic pepper, and I've done other ones just salt and pepper. They're covered in olive oil. You see, I've got film on them just now, so drizzle of olive oil, good pinch of salt and pepper, rummel them about, coat them with the oil and the salt and pepper, and you're good to go. This is the ones that's got the chili flakes in it. You can see it there, kind of Chinesey things. Well, we've got Chinese ribs as well, so it's that wee theme. You've got the rabbit food inside, magic. What else is in there? Coleslaw, rabbit food, tatty salad, and it's all good. So when I mentioned briefly about talking about cooking on a gas barbecue, and obviously this is what I'm going to be doing. So this is a 3-burner barbecue that I have, as I said the other day. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put the barbecue on full whack, and it's going to go for 20 minutes full. Then I'm going to put the food on, the ribs, low and slow. I'm going to have one burner on, probably medium. I'm going to get up to about 200 degrees, and I'm going to put the wings and the ribs over to one side, away from the burner that's switched on. And that's called indirect cooking. And what that does is, a lot of guys just throw things on it, sizzle them up, and they're burnt to death for a start. I hibs that a wee bit last night as well, to be fair, because I left a burner on, and I burnt a couple of things, but you know what, it's you live and learn. I'm not the finished article, that's for sure. So low and slow, only about 180, 170 to 200 for 45 minutes. Just leave the ribs, just let them sit. You're going to get the char on one side when they hit the hot grill. The same with the chicken wings. Turn them once, halfway through. They should just be in for half an hour, indirect heat, as I said, and you'll have a nice, you'll have meat that's no burnt to death, it's no dried out chicken and ribs. It's all good, and we're going to have that when, obviously when it's done. So what we're going to get done is, I've got the gas switched on. So that's the first burner on. That's it now. Up to number 3. And then number 2. So that's the burners on. So what you do is you put that lid down, temperature gauge on the top of the barbecue. If you've not got one of them, you just need to keep an eye on things. I will do barbecuing with a charcoal, with a kettle barbecue. I'll show you how that one works as well. With direct and indirect cooking, you've just got to split the coals, get them to one side, indirect, so there's no coals directly underneath the food, because you can scorch it. Albeit you want the food to drip, you want the fat to render off that, drip onto the hot coals, it sizzles up, creates a nice smell and gives you a nice flavour. I'm not going to put the smoke pouch on this tonight, because I forgot to wrestle together the water and the chips. So we'll just need to get on with it. The game again last night, talking about the keeper and the centre halves, really they put us in a bit of danger a few times. Very risky playing the ball at the back, give the ball away too easily, the keeper and the centre halves. But that's how it goes. We've got through it, like we said earlier on. Now, Tav taking that penalty, I thought he was superb. He was the coolest man in Scotland. He was the coolest man in Britain. He always is when he's on the penalty spot anyway, and that's what you want. Somebody with real confidence in it, and he's, you know, what an athlete, what a captain. I love him. I just can't get enough of Tav. He's just a brilliant player. I think he's terrific for us, and he has been since he came. He said his critics, everybody said they're critics, but you know what? He picks his cell up, he just gets on with it, which is absolutely terrific. You love to see it in your captain. A lot of people giving it, he doesn't do this, he's got the heart of a mouse, this, that and this thing. People don't realise that players these days aren't like the John Greggs and the Bombers and the Richard Goffs. Players they're more athletes now than they are hard men. You can still get that, but that's physical strength standing up. That's no diving in like a heat case, the way I would have done when I played football 30 years ago and 4 stone ago. So it's a different mindset for players these days, and a lot of players get criticised for backing out of tackles, but it's a different mindset. As I say, it's a different mindset for players. They're not going to go hammer and tongs. You'll get the odd one that's like that, but the way that Gio's got them playing, that's no the style of football. Don't get me wrong, you're not wanting your players to be shiting out of tackles, but you're wanting them to win. They're going to see it differently for you and I in the stands or in the television, watching in the living room. So there's getting a fine balance between it. This, going back to this barbecue, that says up to 165, nearly 170. So that's coming on. So I'll just let that settle away for 20 minutes, rattle away for 20 minutes till it's good to cook on. Going back to the players, you're not going to get John Browns and guys like that are going to go hell for leather rattled into you. Different game, different mindset, different type of player, different era. So it kind of makes sense, but what you don't want is players that's going to put your back four at risk, which in turn puts your goalkeeper at risk. But the risks came through your centre backs last night. They were poor. There. We got let off. A better team than them would have taken their chances last night. We could have moved the competition and staring at the Europa League, which I'm happy with. I'd be happy with that. But what I would like to do is, I'd like us to get to the Champions League. If it doesn't work out for us, aim for a third place spot, get the money back into the Europa and see where it goes through there. So that would be my way of thinking. PSV Eindhoven, Ruud van Nistelrooy's in charge of them, so they're going to be no mugs. They'll be there. They'll fancy their chances against Rangers, as we fancy our chances against them. But we need to be in the top of our game. I'm feeling the heat off this thing, so I'm just going to move over here a wee tad, just away for that. It's just a bit warm. You can still see me, so I'm out there at the side. Let me just turn this camera around a wee touch. There we go, perfect. Aye, so midfield, Lundstrom was tremendous. And the new laddie, he was brilliant. What a game he had. Lawrence, superb. I thought he was outstanding last night. Kolak, some nice movement. He's there on the line for the nod in, which got us underway into that, got us level actually, sorry. And then after that, it's all guns blazing for the winner, which we managed to get. It was a good game. Tav and Borna, I thought they played well. John Lundstrom was terrific. Tillman, as I say, drifted kind of out of it. Overall, I'm happy with the result. I thought we played well. Could have been better, but you know what? We can't complain too much. We're through, and that is the main thing. So the temperature in this oven is now 235 degrees Celsius. So it's roasting hot. So the reason that's on, see when you're cooking a gas barbecue, by the way, a lot of people, even with a kettle barbecue or any barbecue, see if you've got a cover on, you've got to use the cover, because that creates an oven which gives you an all-round heat instead of just getting underside and the top part getting missed out. So, jeez, all the heat coming off, that's incredible. So you've got to create that oven, what's the word I'm looking for? Escapes me. Oven atmosphere. It's not that, but we'll go with it. That big fingerprint on that, I think it is. Prep. So I'm going to get a wee seat in the sunshine, and I'm going to get the man boobs out. I'm going to get the top off. I'm going to sit there in that chair, and I'm going to relax for the next hour or so. So I'll catch up in a wee bit. When I'm coming back, I'll get the ribs in. I'll get a couple of minutes more chit chat, and then I'm going to sit down for the best part of an hour and just let the barbecue do the work. So it's been a pleasure. As I say, the Battle Fever podcast, it's all good. So I'm looking forward to get going. If you are, it's good to catch up, and I'll catch up with you very, very soon. Cheers. We're back in the room. So I'm going to put some food on. What am I going to do here? I'm going to put some food on. Right, wait now. No organised. Chinese ribs first. So I've got one side switched off. In fact, I've got two sides switched off, and my hands are clean. Two sides switched off. The far away one, I've got that's burning away, so that burner's on high. The temperature of the oven is dropping to, it's down to 210 now, so that will come down. So we'll get these ribs on first. First things first. Here them. So these are across one of the burners that is now switched off. I'll start with that there, boys. It's no use. It's not. How is that? sticky Chinese sauce on these. Man, the size of that. Dinosaur couldn't eat that. This dinosaur here though, here I go. I'm actually going to struggle for a place for these chicken wings. I think we just might manage. That's a lot of ribs. Right. This is just the regular roast ones. There's there. As the oil drops off that with the fat off the chicken as well, it'll just render away. Should maybe there's the actually. One of the keys when you're barbecuing as well, by the way, guys, is see when you put your food on, don't just leave it, don't touch it, leave it, just let it go, let it do its thing. Anyway, I've got that space here, I'll get the rest of these wings on. Just bear with me. Let me get this. Right. Getting there, troops. So I don't know if you can see into the barbecue. Can you? You can. Right, so what's next? Lid down, leave it. And leave it for probably actually the temperature's dropped to 100 there. But it's climbing up. I've got one of the burners on full whack, so that'll come up to the temperature that we need, so it's all good. We'll get back to it when it's finished and I'll see you in a wee bit. I'm going to let you have a wee look at where we are. Right, temperature of the oven is 165. Now I've been messing about with it because I had, as I said, I had the one burner on, on full whack, two of them switched off. Sitting about 150, right? So that's a mental note for myself. So what I've got is I've got one burner on half and two burners on quarter. And it's sitting at 170, which is a good temperature because look at that. Look, you should smell this, by the way. Shades on. Boom. Don't know if you can see in there, right? Chicken wings are that side, ribs at this side. I've turned them once. Look at that. A wee drummer. No. Anyway, a wee while to go for the ribs. The chicken's probably ready, if truth be told. I'm reading a text here. It's a business thing. I'm not going to get into that because it's my business. I don't want to be bored to death with what happens with me. Anyway, right, so the chicken's probably ready. I don't, can you see right in there? Let me have a look because I can see the preview on this phone of mine's. Where are we? Let's have a look. No, a bad view there. Look at that body head. God. It's a McCoy's penalty spot. No. Anyway, right, so where are we? What are we talking about? Chicken's done. Ribs have got another 20 minutes, 25 minutes to go. That's good though. So what I think we'll do with the chicken, you know, a wee rumble about the now. Wee final turn. Oh man, you should smell this. Amazing. That's amazing. Ribs, let's have a wee turn at the ribs. So there was someone last night, and she mentioned something about me being a Rangers fan. She made the first comment actually on the. What's this? She made the first comment on the wee video that I put up yesterday. She lives in Florida, and I can't remember her name, but I'll catch up with her just a minute, because maybe she'll catch up with this. Great that somebody on the other side of the world is tuned into the nonsense that I provide on YouTube. And it's going to get better, because I think as things progress, I'm going to be doing more. Well, that's the reason about the outdoor area. I'm not built nothing. What I've actually done here is I've slabbed this area here where I'm standing, and I've got that over there, this stainless steel worktop unit with the pizza oven on it. I've got the exact same unit that the camera's sat on, and then I've got the 3-burner barbecue. Now I've got an outside socket just behind there, which will allow me to bring up an induction hob if I'm cooking, if I'm going to boil water or fry something that I'm using the barbecue on. And I've got wee gas burners, wee camping gas burners as well that I can also cook on. The big, I don't know if you can see the parasol. You can just see that in there. That big parasol covers the whole area, so including the baldy head. So that covers the whole bit. That doesn't need to go up the night. But that's if it's bad weather and I want to cook outside and it's a bit drizzly and it's not as nice as winter. It's probably 26 degrees today, which is absolutely roasting for Scotland. For anybody else that's watching anywhere else in the world, but you're probably watching for Scotland, Glasgow or Edinburgh or wherever you're all from, Stirling, whatever. Whatever. At Love Island. Who watched Love Island? Me, I was a Davide and Ekin-Su fan, probably for the start. I thought they were tremendous. Great entertainment. She was beautiful. He was alright looking for a guy, I suppose. You can see me and him went to the same gym. Said no one ever. Anyway, back to the cooking. Coming on nicely. I think I'm going to turn that right down. So that's the 3 burners on a quarter full. These are absolutely, you know what they say, Robert, man, Bobby Rab, Bobby's Bistro, right enough. This is growing Bobby's Bistro as well. Let me just sit that there like that. These are just coming on a wee treat. They're a nice bit of meat that's fell off there. Great. Game of Thrones. Who watches Game of Thrones? Everybody. Not just me then. The dinner's looking great, so there's a wee bit of chicken there I'm going to have in. It's a wee bit. These bad boys over here. So we put that chicken off, because that's they're done. Don't want the disaster that I had the other night. We're burning the boys. Quite mixed them up. The wife's going to put Nando's sauce on her. She likes the she's not fussy for the Chinese stuff. I love it, because it's a wee bit too spicy, or it's either too spicy or it's too salty for her. So she's going to, I'm just doing the regular plain salt and pepper ones with olive oil. She's after the top there, it's roasting. It's the ones that's been seasoned with salt and pepper and the olive oil. She's going to have them. She'll put the Nando's, whatever sauce she wants on, and I've got the salt and pepper in. So a bit of salad. I know, salad. Look at me. Tatty salad and some coleslaw. I've had a pint. It's actually went to my head. I'm feeling a change. Wonder what Big Ian's up to. The Big Ian Challenge. If you've got 5 minutes, get a wee check that out on YouTube. It's called the Big Ian Challenge. It's a big fella I know. I've just spoken to him for a wee while actually. He's on a campaign to get himself into in better shape, as we all should be doing, if you're like me. And he posts some of the stuff he's doing. He's got the boxing and such, like, geez, what a shift he puts in. But check him out, because he's a good lad as well. He's a smashing big fella. The Big Ian Challenge, get a wee look at it on YouTube or Instagram. He's on Instagram as well. So check him out, give him a wee follow, give him a wee bit of praise because he's doing exceptionally well. He's putting me to shame, that's for sure. Having said that, I joined the gym yesterday. Every single bit of me is aching today. So it's a day of rest. So that day of rest includes a barbecue and a pint. That's how it goes, isn't it? No? Hey, who am I to criticise? Anyway, right, so I think we're not far away from being complete here. Because what I don't want to do is, I'm just rumbling these ribs about the now. What I don't want to do is overcook them and dry them out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch that burner off. I'm going to move it to the middle. I'm just going to let the heat off the one burner do its thing for the next 10 minutes or so. And then we'll be ready to dine. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and I shall get back to you in 10 minutes. Job's a good job. Troops, as promised. Don't know if you can see there, bad boys. So that's the chicken. I'm just I'll just pile them on top. Anyhow. Look at that thing. Sensational. Beautiful glaze on them. I'm just going to put them in here like that. I think I might need to split these into a different plate when I get in, but the food is ready. So pile them up to now. I'm going to get away in. I'm going to love you and leave you. And I'm going to let you get on with your night, because I'm going to go on the mine. So it's feeding time at the zoo. Ribs are ready, barbecue's done. It's time to switch off and bid you farewell until the next time. Have a brilliant night, and I'll catch up with you very, very soon. There's the gaffer. Clean pint tumbler. We're ready to rock. Have a good one.